Hello from the city of London. London. I love that song, guys. I'm obsessed with it. But it is 8:30 and I am walking home after such a relaxing yoga class. It's most literally called candlelit yoga. And I never considered doing it before. I did consider doing it before, but normally when I go to frame, I want to get in a proper workout. I want to leave sweating. But I was down for more of a chill class today, just to stretch out, because I walked so much over the weekend, and I did a big run with Pure Sport and Salooms who came to visit. But so I was craving some sort of a stretch, something to get flexible or to practice my flexibility. And so yeah, it was a really nice class. The instructor lit candles across the room. It was a vibe. This is, I think, the latest I've ever finished a class. But I'm headed home, excited to have my summer meals, because I basically, if you've done summer meals before, you would know that you need to put in your order based on the menu, because the menu changes weekly. You need to do it by Tuesday 1 p.m. I believe, if you want to have a choice. Otherwise, they give you the most popular dishes, and I don't share the preference of the most popular dishes, which are typically like curries or peri-peri meals, more spicy sauces. So I need to choose, and I'm glad I did, because they were so good. One meal I had yesterday was the Cajun chicken. It was so good, guys. And Salma had something siju. I forgot the name, honestly, but yes, good protein, good foods. This episode, I would like to welcome back winter. Okay, you are probably like, what is wrong with this woman? Who in the world that is living in the UK loves winter? Guys, winter is my favorite season. Unpopular opinion, I adore winter so much. And okay, don't get me wrong, I am absolutely biased because I did grow up in the Middle East, so my definition of winter is very different to the standard winter where everyone's freezing. But I just adore this everything happening around winter, most typically, and like in terms of the occasions. First of all, the festivity around Christmas is such a vibe. It is so fun, like it's so jolly. It feels like all the lights and all the colors, and the idea of like, giving gifts to your loved ones. Bear in mind, I don't even celebrate Christmas officially, but I love the vibes, and obviously those same morals and values come with many other traditions. Like I celebrate Eid, and like it's very similar, obviously. And so what makes me love that time of the year even more is just the coziness, being wrapped up in blankets, having a hot cocoa, having a hot chocolate. Oh my god, like if it's snowing, it's so wonderful. And don't even get me started on the fashion. I love winter fashion over summer fashion, bro. Like you can experiment with scarves, gloves, boots, adding layers. Whereas summer clothes, don't get me wrong, I love summer fashion too, but there's just many more options with winter clothing. Okay, that is arguable because there is swimsuits, and that brings a whole another level of options with summer clothing. So I guess that is very much negotiable. But I just love winter clothing and sweaters, hoodies. When it's cold and you just need to layer up. I will admit though, there's always the question: would you rather be freezing or like boiling? In the extremes, I think freezing is so much more painful. Like, God forbid anyone is not in that situation. But at a standard level, I'd rather be cold than hot, because you can feel less cold by layering up. Whereas feeling hot is just, especially if you're sticky and it's humid, it's not the best feeling. But obviously, extremes are different. Sweating and like being in such a humid, hot environment is also really bad. But I feel like it's more painful when you're freezing. Like, I imagine being at the very top of the ski slope, that type of freezing. That is the best time to bring out a Snickers bar. Oh my god, I really recommend. Or having like apple juice, so good. But I am headed to get some groceries. Let me continue my story. Not my story, my rant. Winter is the most wonderful time of the year. Not to mention the tunes. Oh my god, I love the song Baby It's Cold Outside. I need my future husband and I will be duetting that song. In the meantime, I'll continue duetting it with my lovely sister Selma. But yeah, like the festivity around it just uplifts me. And okay, another reason I'm biased is because it's my birthday in December, so that's another occasion that I quite enjoy. And it's another occasion where I can reflect. And you guys know, I'm a big reflection gal. I love me some reflection. It lets me be my nostalgic self, but also my futuristic self. And that leads me to New Year's Eve and New Year's. Another big epitome and embodiment of reflection and goal setting, which again is something I adore doing. So getting, New Year's brings people together, and it's a very universal holiday. Like, everyone will dedicate some time on New Year's to at least have a thought cross their mind about the future and where they're at in their lives, and also to often get together with their loved ones, celebrate the fact that, they're together, they're grateful for one another. New Year's always puts me in a state of gratitude, because I think about how years pass and what I have, what I've learned. So I would definitely say that's another plus. Now, after New Year's and December is the best month, guys. It just is. But after December, I can't lie, like, it's not as like, oh my god, I love winter so much. Sometimes the post holiday season can be a bit more okay, but I still would say winter is my favorite season. And yes, now I am living in a country where winter is like freezing, and it's standard winter, and I can't lie, like, I do miss the sun, and I don't always appreciate the gloominess, but that's normal. However, I don't know if it's because I've only been here outside the Middle East during winter for 2 years, both of which were in uni. But so far, I'm fine with it. But that being said, I think a huge part of winter and the holidays is being with some sort of home or family and or loved ones. And I'm grateful to be able to do that. So I haven't spent the entire winter here, but oh my god, while at uni, the sensation of waking up and seeing, like, outside my window, spontaneously with no expectation, snow everywhere. When I tell you, that was a different type of feeling. That hit. I felt like I was in those British books that I used to read as a kid, like being in the British system, where people would go to school and like build snowmans, or not go to school, but like go outside their house, and it was actually glorious. Like, subhanallah, mashallah, like, it was glistening, and everyone just ran outside. We started building snowmen. Of course, I got a Snickers bar, and I lost it in the snow, but I found it. Snow is just, it's actually beautiful. Like, wow, like, this is God's creation. It's just a bunch of white fluff. Okay, it's not white fluff, but especially when I'm skiing and then I'm really high up and it's like untouched snow, that actually looks like fluff, and it feels like fluff. Oh my god. Speaking of fluff, something I always use the word fluff when I'm describing is cake. And cake just tastes like nothing. It tastes like fluff, and that's why I don't really like cake. I do like cheesecake, ice cream cake, cookie cake, but not normal cake. Unless it's a very specific type. Sometimes I'll literally get a slice and just have the filling and leave the rest, because the rest tastes like nothing to me. But I just wanted to bring that up on the note of fluff. But anyhow, this is me welcoming winter warmly, because it is now cold again. And I will say, I recorded this episode twice before, because it was freezing like maybe 2 weeks ago, and my fingers literally turned blue because it was so unexpected how cold it was going to be. But Then it became hot again, weirdly. That was also random, but I think it's getting back to being cold. But I will say, you know, like, I think my opinion will change when it's off really cold. And winters can be very hard in certain places, especially for people who don't have like the resources or who can't afford to get the right safety, because it can reach level of safety, like getting the right clothing material to be able to withstand or withhold the extent of coldness and
then
air and wind. So think about those people. I really, really hope that everyone can have a safe and warm winter, because obviously I'm saying this from a standpoint where I'm grateful enough to be able to experience that. So I just hope that everyone can experience that, and that the world, or at least people, become more and more generous so that more and more people can have a warmer winter. This would be a lovely time to have a sponsor, but I'm not, I don't have a sponsor. So I'm sponsoring myself and saying, pray for those who don't have the warmest winters. And I know that there's that. I'm not just going to sit here and romanticize it. Obviously you can romanticize winter, but it's not always glorious. It really isn't, especially in places where people are genuinely suffering and, you know, are doing their best to even get help and can't really get it or receive it. So do what you can as a person who is able to listen to this and who can contribute. We should all do our best and pray that those who really need the support will be in better conditions. And I wish you all in advance a lovely, lovely winter. Take care. Bisous. I hope this gave you some serotonin and allowed you to look at winter from a more positive perspective if you haven't recently, because I know that it's a very common opinion not to be the biggest fan of winter. So let's look at winter from a more optimistic lens, shall we? Good night, everyone.